Good evening, everyone. This is Laura Schifrin, and I am chairing or opening the meeting of the Town Properties Committee on Tuesday, May 14th at 5:35 p.m. Roll call vote, please.
Vicky Tidman, present.
Bill Martin, present.
Julie Byers, present.
Don, you were muted. But I know you're here. Thank you, Don.
He's waving, still muted.
Okay, I have sent a text message to Kevin, but I only gave him 10 minutes, so I feel bad about that. Next
Okay.
is review and approve the minutes of March 4th, 2024.
What is it, March 24th? March 4th.
March 4th
Mm.
of 2024,
Long ago.
and it was emailed to us.
Yep. Okay. I make a motion to accept the meeting minutes as presented for March 4th of 2024.
And is there a second?
Second. Nope. Okay.
Any
Sorry.
further discussions, additions, deletions, comments on the minutes? Hearing none, take a roll call vote, please, for approval.
Vicky Tidman, yes.
Bill Martin, yes.
Julie Byers, yes.
Don Hayes, yes.
And Laura Schifrin, yes. Thank you very much. We also have with us Chaz tonight from Board of Selectmen.
Liaison, yes.
Our liaison, yes, and we
Liaison.
appreciate it very much. Review update list of properties, tax title from town council. All right, so we were sent by Jody, and thank you very much. You'll see we had gotten 4 documents of from the law office of Iris A. Leahy. And Jody, if you could help me out, there's 4 packets, and are they each of one property?
She stepped out, but it looks like it's all the properties.
No, I think Lori's talking about something different than what you're.
Are you talking about the
She's talking about-
spreadsheets?
No, she's talking about this list from Iris.
Oh, I don't
These
have
are, these
that.
are from Iris, too.
Yeah,
Oh,
these
those are
from
two?
Iris.
Oh, everything?
Yeah,
Oh,
there
okay.
were
I don't have-
4. No? Nobody's
I
got
don't
it?
know.
No, I've got this too, but I don't, I have everything, I think.
What? Yeah. Oh, that's okay. Thank you. Sorry.
Did I give that to you, Bill?
Okay, so
I think these match up with these.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they're all. No, these are different.
Right, those are different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
The,
those are
the
good.
long one matches up with the.
yeah, the spread,
Yeah, yeah.
the detail.
Some of them are bills that show the breakdown,
Yeah,
but you guys, I think, would be more focused on what the properties are.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because this is all done, this is already said and done, right? This.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is because there's been questions about how much they cost.
Yeah, like
Oh,
what
So
were
that's-
we
that was the
charged?
cost analysis.
okay. So all right, so the detailed list are the properties that were auctioned off. And so what we got is a report of how much it cost us. Grand total of time and expenses for each of the properties. So that's something, I mean, we don't have to discuss tonight, but we could certainly all have it for knowledge. And what we can expect in the future when we ask for a property to be auctioned off, or if we know that it's going to something. Chaz, so how do these affect our budget? We don't budget out or pay anything until we get money, right?
No. We base our revenue off of expected taxation. So, if they don't
There's
pay,
Kevin.
then that money comes out of the levy, tax levy.
Okay,
Yes.
but if they don't pay, it comes out of the tax levy.
Yeah, we budget with what is assumed to be the taxes.
Okay, so all of the expenses involved. Hey, Kevin.
Hi.
The chair acknowledges Kevin Smith has attended the meeting. So all of these expenses, though, then come out of the general fund but after we receive the funds, like these are the auctioned items, is that's what I'm talking about. Okay,
Correct, yes.
well, I appreciate that information, Jody.
Well,
So-
also, I want to bring out that there was a new law in regards to when and if these properties are sold, the town can only take what it is owed and the rest goes back to the previous owner.
Oh, I understand that. I don't think that's new. That's,
No, that's standard procedure, foreclosure
Yeah.
procedure, same thing. Thank you.
yeah. Yeah.
We
So,
used to, if we auctioned it off, anything above an auction, we would keep. We're now supposed to give it back.
correct. Because we own it. We
Correct.
don't auction a property that we don't own. Right?
We're not allowed to
Well,
make
is
a
that the
profit.
same, is it the same
Is that what you're saying?
rule as
Yes.
foreclosure? I'm not so sure about that. I mean, when the bank takes a property and they auction it off, say for example, a person owes 100,000 and it brings 200,000 after all the legal expenses, foreclosure proceedings and all that, I believe the person, gets the difference.
You're right.
Now, I
Yep.
don't think it's any different than our storage facility down here, because if we sell a unit and it brings back a lot of money, the only thing we can take is what's owed to us plus the legal costs
Right,
and foreclosure costs.
Yep.
right. But it's different in a taking.
It is,
So when
okay.
it's tax title taking, the town then takes the property. I don't know, Julie, do you know differently? I don't think I think that when it's taken for taxes,
You only get the taxes.
you only get the taxes?
No,
Okay.
I'd have to look that up. I don't know the answer
If
to
you-
that
Right.
question. If once we own it,
Once,
then
you
what
right,
happens? Yeah.
I
Right.
think it's different when we own it.
Right, I think that's the difference. I think there's the one where we can take it for taxes and then have it sold. So as long as we haven't done the tax title transfer, I think we can only take the taxes at that point. I think
Okay.
once we get it and the town's
Transfer the deed into the town's property.
right, yeah, so
Transfer
it's
the deed so it becomes town property.
right. Once it becomes town property, we sell it, we can keep the entire proceeds. It's
Right.
before we actually own it, if we're selling it.
I disagree with that because
Okay.
the main street across from Harbor Auto, we owned that, didn't we?
We own
Yes.
the
Yep.
The bank gave it.
For
to the-
years.
The bank
Right,
gave it
so
to
we
the
owned
town.
that, but because of the taxes and the back expenses, that was definitely a wash, but we were told that if there was any money made in that particular sale, it had to go back to the
The
owner
bank. Oh, okay.
or the
Oh,
bank.
really?
Oh, okay.
Because
Okay.
Even though we owned it for years?
Unconstitutional for us to make a profit on a tax taking.
Okay, how about the other properties then?
Mm,
Same
The
thing
same
with
thing would
those.
apply to the others.
Yep,
So how did those come out?
and this is pretty much the same as well.
Same with Butter Wash.
We may not have
Yeah.
gotten all of what we owed, but we
Yeah.
did, we
Yeah,
were able to
most of it.
discharge the property, yeah.
Okay. So there's
That's-
another document here that's Townsend Auction 10/27/2023. And let me see.
Are you looking at that
Oh,
spreadsheet?
that's the three. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, no, this,
Yeah, that
sheet.
spreadsheet. Yep.
and that just has the different properties, 3 of them.
Yeah. Yep.
And then all that, it's just outlining all that stuff that's backed up on the other pages.
Okay, all right.
So I guess my question would be, we're almost gonna have to see one line item that we don't have in here, that we probably should have in here, is up here, Joe Gingras, the 182 Warren Road parcel, for example, it's got an assessed value of 151,800. We've taken that property, we own it. What have what did he owe on taxes when he took it? I mean, did he owe us $151,800, or would it have accumulated to that amount to this point? Or is this gonna be a situation we're gonna have to look into, from this point moving forward, Chaz?
Okay, so this is the next document and the last document that we have to look at today. And it says files with final judgment, town owned. So that if it says town owned in parentheses, which I thought it was, it still has the name. Okay, it has, these are filed judgments against the owners for these properties. So this was the only property that was, per our recommendation to the Board of Selectmen, which was on the warrant at this past meeting,
Correct.
which passed, that the Board of Selectmen now have the right to do something with the property.
Correct.
With the addition of last year in the fall, did we do the water department building on Main Street?
No.
The offices that
That's a
they're
different,
there.
I would believe that would be a different circumstance, because the town owned that property and has owned it, bought it,
Right.
and has owned it for many, many years. So I think that would be a certainly a different situation, or a different set of circumstances.
Right, but it is a property on the list that when it's available and passes Title V and all the requirements that were on it, that it will be up for sale. But again, that one is
Correct,
town
but
owned. We're gonna sell.
Which
would have-
property was that? I didn't hear you.
The water department building, Laurie.
Oh, the water
But
department.
that's I believe that to be a completely different set of circumstances.
It
The
is,
town bought that.
but no, I agree. It's not a tax taking. It was a property that we
The town
recommended be
purchased.
sold and we voted. So I just wanted to, maybe I muddied the water. I thought we were talking about properties that we had agreed would be sold.
Oh, okay.
This list are all the judgments. The open files in land court, we haven't reviewed these or made recommendations on them. And unless I'm not remembering everything and somebody knows something I don't. Like 25 Adams Road, 65 Adams Road, Tyler Road, that's an Epthal property. Which sounds like, that one sounds like, I just see the trustee previously sent a demand. And he was deceased. I didn't realize that. Okay. What's good about these is that, I guess, is it the town accountant or the treasurer that prepared all the statuses? Or, of what's going on with the particular properties. So do we just want to review all of these one by one and go over what we might think?
We should.
So the first one we know was voted. The second one, the Matson property, 92 Greenville Road. What number did we just vote on the other night?
70s something.
That was a zoning thing, yeah.
Yeah.
39 Green.
39, okay, all right.
That's a different parcel altogether. That was.
Oh, yeah, I know, I just,
This is a 3/4 of a mile further up the road.
okay. So I advised the land court, and this goes back to 21. Land court was advised. Have focused on the wrong parcel. Supplemental title exam provided to the court and as a response to the court's checklist. Iris, see my updated status notes to the left. So in 22, they requested the court to confirm if a supplemental exam is satisfactory to answer the court's checklist. The answer to that was follow-up request. But they didn't get an answer. In 24, Mass Fish and Wildlife interested in obtaining the parcel. With permission from the treasurer, I provided information from the file to Mass Fish and Wildlife regarding a complicated title. April of '24, any update on Mass Fish and Wildlife progress in obtaining title? Would you like me to send the court another letter with diligent search information to try to move this case? Any comments on that one?
I can speak to the Fish and Wildlife.
Okay, and how big of land is this? Do you know, Vicky?
I don't,
Big parcel that is?
should find out for you, hold on.
Pretty
Okay.
good sized piece.
Mhm.
It's all on the side of a cliff.
While she's doing that, Chaz, you were,
The town administrator and myself met with Fish and Wildlife for the parcels that they were interested in. The only thing that they were, that they approached us with is a private sale that they were going forward with, and asked the town if we had any problems with it. And that would be the west property.
Yeah, but but Chaz, that didn't come before the board to be voted on to see if the town would be interested in it.
It didn't meet the criteria for it to do.
Okay.
We looked into
Because
that,
that was under 61A, correct?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But the way it came through, because I checked with Adam on this too after our conversation, in conservation. Having said that, this property did not come up, and the only other properties that they were interested in are the small parcels that I had asked Vicky about, the small postage stamp square that's on the Lunenburg side. And then there's another parcel, that borders Fish and Wildlife, but this property never came up in that.
This one's 34 acres.
okay, so 30 acres and Fish and Wildlife are not interested.
Well,
And,
this is not on their radar. It's not that they're not interested.
okay, so you didn't name this specifically and say, would you be? You just said, what are you interested in?
They asked us
Oh,
if we had any parcels, and we only named the very small parcels that, Vicky, you remember the ones that I talked to you about? It's just very small, quarter acre, one was a less than an acre, that borders Fish and Wildlife, to get them on that, so we can get more money on it in our pilot program. This was never on there, is what I'm trying to say. So this is something that you might want to run by conservation and all of the boards you guys do.
Is that one?
okay.
Oh, Fish and Wildlife?
So this one in particular would be one that we would send to conservation and ask their opinion. Like, do you think this is a parcel that the town would transfer to conservation?
I can't answer that as a conservation member without seeing what the parcels are, how big they are, and whether they would have any conservation value to hold for conservation. Most, in my personal opinion, I would think a lot of them not. They're quarter, half acre, and they border Fish and Wildlife, and would therefore give Fish and Wildlife access to a larger parcel, then in my opinion, it would probably be the best place to put it, because for the town to own it as conservation, if it doesn't border the river or some way that the residents could get to the river to fish or something like that, I can't, like I say, I can't speak for the other members of the board either.
She's talking about the 34 acre one.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I thought you were talking about small parcels.
no,
I
just what's on this list that we've not discussed before today.
I would say that they should go before the CONSCOM review.
Just to clarify, technically the town doesn't own these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Technically, these are
for their-
open files in land court.
For their opinion,
Yeah.
Getting ready, yeah.
for their opinion at this point.
Okay,
Yeah, but you
all
look at
right,
this is-
okay, understood.
Since 21 and they still haven't figured anything out.
See, we're not getting any taxes on this property.
Correct.
It's in land court, okay. Okay, so, Jody, you can just refer this first to conservation and see what they come back with. And and it would just be for their opinion, because obviously if it's still in land court, there's nothing we can do about it. Right?
Correct.
Correct.
Okay, the next one is Valcart property at 25 Adams Road.
And that's the same situation. That's in land court still.
Okay, and how many acres is that?
A couple acres, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not big.
Okay. So same thing, still in land court, and we do
That
have
is actually a lot.
House lot.
a house
It's
lot.
it's an existing
Yeah.
lot today.
Yeah, it's about an acre, it looks like.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that's pre-existing non-conforming.
Okay, and so April 8th was the last notice. Notice has not yet issued. Updated to the calendar and another letter for land court is necessary. So obviously they're slow moving on a lot of these things. 65 Adams,
It's the same thing.
same thing.
Well, isn't that property is in the process of being sold? As I, because they came before us, at our last meeting.
Yep, 65 Adams is removed because taxes have been paid in full.
Okay.
So that's
Not on this.
they just-
So that shouldn't even be on here anymore, right?
And then with that, with 92 Greenville Road, it looks like Iris has left a question. Would you like me to send the court another letter with diligent? I wonder if you could, as a board, suggest to the the treasurer collector to try to move forward with that.
That would, I believe that would be a good,
Yeah.
good thing to do, to try to get.
On which
get-
one were you saying?
92
Or
Greenville.
92 Greenville.
Oh,
We need a motion to.
go forward.
Motion to have it sent over there.
Yeah, 'cause if you do that, I can send her a memo.
Yeah.
Move forward to court.
Yeah, would you like to make a motion to that effect, Lori, to, move the?
No, but I'll entertain a motion. Did you want to make?
Okay.
I think you're making one.
All right, I'll make a motion that, Town Properties move that, 92 Greenville Road parcels, 6-3.0, of the annual Matson, piece, docket number 16 TL 0004569, over to be, looked at to move forwards in the process
In court.
in court.
Is there a second?
A second.
Any further discussion? I'll hear a roll call vote, please.
Vicky Tidman, yes?
Kevin Smith, yes?
Bill Martin, yes.
Julie Byers, yes.
John Hayes, yes.
Bill Martin, did you say yes?
Yes.
Sorry.
We did.
Okay, Laura Schifrin, yes. Thank you very much. Okay, and so nothing, on the Epthal one, see my updated response. Review documents at the Registry of Deeds, appears the trustee we previously sent a demand to was deceased, and we didn't realize. Demand letter sent to current trustees, hopefully they will respond and advise if they want to keep the property or if they would assent to entry of judgment in court. So, okay, that one was April 8th. So that'll just be on our list to check to see what happens, you know, when she next reports.
Yeah, because there is a trustee.
There's a lot of money owed there.
Yeah.
Issue with.
A lot of money.
With the Epthal Trust.
Yeah, that's a lot of
How big
money.
a property is that? That was only a couple acres, isn't it?
Hold on.
And on that property, there's a continuation on the top of page 3
Yeah, that says it.
that says there was no response and that they will file on that court.
Okay, good. Sorry, I didn't turn the page over.
That's okay.
But yeah, that's a lot of money.
Gotcha.
So that one they should be moving on. Even if we just get the money and legal fees, it's over $100,000. So
We could
Wow.
use that.
yes,
Yeah, but I don't know, I'm not so sure there's a lot there. I think some investigation would need to be done. to
well, I
see-
think that's what they're doing.
It's
And that's how they-
6.23 acres.
6 acres.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, I mean, a lot or a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, a lot.
Uh,
Oh, God, okay. Next, Walter Funioli, Fitchburg Road. No longer land of low value, 47.3
That
no
parcel, Vicky, as
assessed.
far as size goes,
Which one?
this, funny oldie piece, I think it was just a small parcel as well.
I don't think so. Vicky?
Moment, please. One moment, please.
I mean, they owe over $56,000 in taxes. And the 429 is will file a petition in land court to foreclose as soon as possible. Absolutely. I think this is the property that is across from the Funioli house and behind a water tower. It's not a small parcel that
15
I
acres.
remember.
It's 15.
15.
15 acres, yep. Okay, well, that's the
Is it a
report. on it.
land, is it a landlocked parcel?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a landlocked parcel with no access, so that's why the value is so low. For
yes.
the number of
and-
acres it's
But I believe in a butter would buy that. So we need, and plus it's 56,000 over that's owed, and then plus legal is gonna be higher than that. But it may still, 15 acres to, and a butter, it may still be worth something.
Oh, absolutely, it's got value.
Yeah, so hopefully. Jim Hamilton on Warner Road. That I don't think is a big
No,
parcel.
it's just a small tiny parcel, isn't it?
Low land value
Look, hold on.
23.
Vicky's working as fast as she can.
Do no further work.
Quarter or
What
half an
does
acre.
LLV mean?
Half an acre.
Land low value?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a
So,
guess. What was it, quarter?
it probably was a good one.
Half an acre,
Oh.
half an acre, half an acre.
So this almost doesn't seem like it's worth legal, and it says file noted, do no further work. So should this have been like attached to another property?
Well, he did
Is
on
this-
another parcel up there. I think what this is, I think this is where the father's trailer was. Remember the little mobile home? You got to go up
Oh.
the island, take a left and just go a little ways and it's right on the right. And then Jim built a bigger house in the back.
That's
And
correct.
it's just a small little parcel.
Is this the parcel that you guys gave to the Affordable Housing Trust next to it?
No.
No?
Oh, I don't think so.
down-
No.
That's down south of there.
Okay.
This property is, if you go to the top of Highland Street, turn left like you're heading towards my farm.
Yeah.
And you go, just a 1,500 feet, couple thousand feet, it's on the right-hand side.
Okay.
I think this one might be more something that's gonna fall through the cracks.
What, the Hamilton
It
piece?
doesn't say, well, it said demand letter was sent June of 2016. Here we are 8 years later.
Jim's been dead for, Jim Hamilton himself has been dead for, Jesus, I don't know, 5, 6 years, I think.
Yeah, so I mean, it says file noted, do no more work because the legal fees are gonna be more than what the taxes are owed probably on this parcel if it's only $2,300 in value. So this is almost like cleanup somehow.
Well, it might be a piece to offer to the neighbor next door that
Yeah,
owns
or it's something.
Hamilton's old house. If there's nothing to be done on it, I believe, in my opinion. It's something to think about. The town might be able to offer it to to the neighbor next door for a couple $1,000 to help recover a few bucks of their money,
Yeah.
get it back in the tax rolls. It's just a thought.
The
Yeah.
town doesn't own it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to move forward on the town owning it, it's probably gonna cost more than it would be
Oh,
worth.
yeah.
That's the thing. It's
Oh, you're
gonna
right.
cost
You're
way
absolutely
more
right.
than
You're
what
absolutely
it
right.
is.
Chaz,
Yes.
is this something that you could ask?
That's a typical action kind of a lot,
Mhm.
so just let it sit. Someday,
Yeah.
if city sewer goes by,
Yeah.
which won't happen in our lifetime, but someday if sewer ever went by, the town has a lot there. Or town water, one of the two. Because a septic system could be designed on the property if it had town water,
Mm-hmm.
or a well could be put on the lot if it had down sewer. So I mean, you're looking down the road, the crystal ball a long ways, further than I'm sure gonna be around to look, but.
Yeah, you spoke for all of us.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay,
I'm
so
speaking for
um,
myself.
that might be
So what-
something in the future that Board of Selectmen might want to talk to legal counsel about as to what might be the best way to go. Or to just put a note on this that Town Properties discussed it and hold on
Well, it
hold
might
on
be,
to it at no cost.
it might be something to just run by them and just table.
Okay.
You know, we have a lot of parcels in town still that are, you know, basically gonna be town owned at some point.
Do we know if there's any heirs? I mean, we sent a letter, but if he's deceased,
I
maybe
don't, I
there's,
don't know I
Yeah.
don't know the answer to that.
because,
I don't think they had children. His wife passed before him.
Correct.
So,
I don't know the answer to that. I knew Jim fairly quite well, but.
all right. Next is Lee Larson property, and this one suggestion, ask the assessor to review, and if assessed properly, I should send a pre-filing letter, substantial property value. And this one does say acreage of 6 acres, but the deed contains 2 parcels that are 12.28 acres and 4 acres.
Go ahead, Vic.
I don't know if you remember, but when the state bought a lot of Lee's property, I
The
don't know, when
left-hand
was that?
side, Fish and
Yeah.
Wildlife.
And at the same time, they were looking at this, but they couldn't find a clear title to it.
And I think that's the piece, if I'm not mistaken, isn't that the piece across the road?
Yeah.
On the right as you're heading towards your house?
Yeah.
After you turn right at the fork.
Yeah.
And I do agree because we had bought and cleaned
No,
up
no,
his.
no, it's not the piece where that barn, where he had the skidoos.
Oh, it's down further
Yeah,
down by Winters.
Yeah, yes,
Yes, okay,
yes.
that's right,
Yeah.
that's right. Because I knew when, we had purchased some land from him a number of years
Yeah.
back, so, a few parcels.
But I mean, the state did they did a title search on it and they couldn't get a clear title.
I knew there was something there
So what's
somewhere
owed
on
on it
some of
right
the
now?
stuff.
I don't know.
so how's it listed in our files?
It's still under Lee Larson.
And is it 6 acres in your
Yeah.
records?
Yeah,
There's one parcel of 3, there's a
no,
parcel of
we
6.
carried as 6.
Yeah,
Yeah, 6.
and there's this other piece, I'm not really sure.
So if I may, perhaps on these where we don't know where the amount of money owed on them is not listed, if you could find that out. Even on the half acre, just for clarification, for discussion, and the same on the Lee Larson parcel.
This piece out on.
Could we add
Seaver,
acreage column, Jody? on
most of
these?
this is in Wilmington.
I've been
I
running
think
down
most of
this
that
piece and
piece is in
recording them.
Wilmington.
Okay, I just didn't know
Yeah.
if we do this
Yeah, I
again,
haven't added it to that.
could we? Yeah,
Yep. All right.
thank you.
Oh, so the attorney is asking on that, well, no, I'm reading on Brian Lurvy's now.
Yep.
Which redemption recorded was in 2019 for taking of fiscal year 2006 taxes. And then on the next page, it says, please provide the date and balance was paid via email so that I can note and close the file. If in fact it was paid, there's not that information here. So can you get that information to the attorney and say if nothing else?
That went in the last tax taking?
I'm not so sure there was, some of this land too was in the town of Lunenburg, I believe.
This isn't at
This
the
is
end of the
Townsend's-
road.
Well,
this
it's
is
Seaver and
Townsend's stuff.
Gilchrist.
The end of,
Seaver,
Seaver.
Yeah.
On the left-hand side. the very-
not the 13 acre,
No,
because that's Annie.
yeah.
Okay. Where is that?
All right,
It
so
starts at
nothing
the
to do
end of the
there.
last house on
Okay.
Seaver.
Yeah.
Go down off the end of the old road.
Yeah.
It's the land on the left side of the old road into
Oh.
Lunenburg. And then there's some parcel also, I believe, on the other side of town in Lunenburg
Huh.
as well.
That road
At
gets
least
more and
he
more
did, he
interesting.
did years ago own a piece in there. This piece, Brian Michael's piece, I'm kind of familiar with this piece when it comes up.
So we just need to let them know whether that's closed, I guess.
Well, the one on Lurvy, and then the next one that Kevin just referred to, it says the assessor's office is researching
I
as
know,
of
when did she tell us that?
Just now.
Okay, this piece.
just now?
Well, I'm seeing it right here.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
This
See, there's a
particular
reason
piece.
that this little board gets together.
You have been officially told.
There we go.
If I'm correct.
Okay, so you'll let us know about that too at the next meeting.
Yeah,
This piece had some frontage on Brookline Road. If you look at the parcel, I have looked at it before. And when he bought that property and built that subdivision called Hillside
hillside,
Drive,
yeah.
when you get down to the very end of Hillside Drive, he owned a piece that went clear through to Brookline Street. This is going back, to put my thinking cap on. And, he wanted to continue the road through, but he had to go across the swamp. There was no way that he would be able to do it in the town size or the state size would let him do it, so, he left that parcel. And then, of course, he's moved on and,
When you say moved on,
well,
do
he's.
you
still
mean
alive.
departed this world?
No, he's
No,
still.
no,
Okay.
he's departed. He's around.
Okay,
He's just moved on from that
Gotcha.
project.
okay.
And,
Just checking.
I would say he's probably realized that there's nothing there
Yeah,
for him. So he's probably just thinking, well, we'll just give it to the town, let them take it.
or, yeah,
That would be my opinion, and they can reach out to him. I understand he lives in Mason, New Hampshire.
Well, she has suggested sending a pre-filing letter to him. Also says that, may need to be amended. Scrivener's affidavit to add
Scrivener's
trustee.
error.
Oh, so Scrivener's error.
Cause I almost think Brian Larrabee was involved in that too, and he may be on a trustee to that. Am I out there? Or am I correct, Vicky?
No, he probably was involved with
Are
that
you
too.
saying that the Brian Lurby parcel, not the Seaver one, but Brian's up on Hillside was connected to,
Michael's, him and Michael's did that together.
I
And it
see.
said, they had the trustee or question of the trustee. Brian may have been a trustee if they set up a trust there.
okay. All right, next.
I don't know, that's something for somebody that a lot smarter than this guy to look into. But I do remember them building the project. I believe they built it together.
I'd
So
like
do you need to make a decision on, should she send a pre-filing letter?
Well, it
I
sounds like that's what
think
you're
that's her
looking-
next step on here. I mean, I think we would agree with that.
You wanna make a motion? Send a pre-filing letter to town council? Somebody wanna make a motion?
If that's a motion, I'll second
Mm.
it.
Well, it won't be town council, it'll be this IRA,
Iris lady.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right, too, the attorney.
Okay, so there's a
Would you like-
motion and a second to send a pre-filing letter.
Well, if we wanna call it that,
Sure.
that's fine. Yeah,
Sounded like one.
Mm.
Vicky?
for
Jeez.
Brookline parcel ID 29-2-0.
Vicky Chidman, yes.
Kevin Smith, yes, if it's
Bill Martin, yes.
Julie Byers,
a
yes.
legal motion.
It's a motion.
Motion.
And Don Hayes, yes.
Done? Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Laura
sorry.
Schifrin, yes. Okay, so the next one is Bayberry Hill Road, low value, 2015 demand letter,
Really confused as to where
and
this.
received a response from the property owner. Owner does not want the property and will not redeem. Neighbor's garage may be on the parcel.
Neighbor's garage.
That's convenient.
Hmm,
So,
Baby
so
Hill Road.
Stephen's neighbor's garage might be on that? Is that what that's?
yeah,
Okay.
It sounds like.
Well, the whole lot's only 9,000 square feet.
Oof.
and the neighbor's garage is on it.
Where is
So
this
Chaz,
place?
how would we, well, it's still in the guy's name.
Right, it says
It's
owner
not
does
been-
not want property and will not redeem. Will
Yeah.
Iris send him a letter to ask
And
him
ask if he'll
to
sign off on it?
sign off on it and give it to
Give
the
it to the
town?
neighbor?
Or
Good
give it to the
idea.
neighbor,
The
yeah.
town?
Yeah,
So we
that's a
don't
good
have to
idea.
Legally foreclose, legally take it,
So I'll look for a motion on that
take
one.
it by tax
Oh, because
title.
they live in Ossipee.
So the town can accept donations? Is that basically what it
No,
would be?
Yeah,
no.
they wouldn't accept, the town wouldn't accept it. They would have to,
The best thing that could happen in this particular case
Yeah,
is
it's
to
good
get a hold of
garage.
the Steve Prudhomme and ask him if he would sell the town that property for $1.
Okay,
And
that's
then
how-
turn around and go to the neighbor that his garage is on the property and ask him if he'd like to buy it, give it to him, let him pay all the
Or
legal
else move your
expenses.
garage.
Or move his garage,
Or,
and then put it in the tax rolls, so the town can get $100 a year out of that 9,000 feet, or whatever it is. Get it back in the tax rolls.
I think that's a good motion.
Oh, I don't think that
Second.
was a great motion.
No.
I'd like a little bit of clarification there.
do.
What's my
I
Yikes.
don't know that I would,
you didn't get all that, Jody?
Oh, no.
if you'd like, I'll make a motion. It
Yes,
may be a little
please.
messed up, but, I'll make a motion that the Stephen R. Prudhomme piece on Bayberry Hill Road, parcel ID 17-5-3, as specified by the town as a low-value parcel that may have the garage, the neighbor's garage on said parcel, to send a letter to the Prudhomme and, Mr. Prudhomme, and see if he would, sell that property to the town of Townsend for said $1 legal fee. And if the town would accept that property, possibly go to the neighbor
you don't need a whole.
and,
You just want to
see
say that.
whatever. And
I think you're saying too much.
yeah,
I'm gonna. put
Yeah,
this-
okay, just stop right there, and Vicky, if I can ask you, how much in taxes is due on that low-value property? Because I think maybe add that, what his, say it's $1,000. I mean, it's only $1,000 value, it could be less than that. But that the deed that he'll give over to the town is for that value. And that's if it's only like $1,000, okay? If he,
Yeah.
if he'll do that, then the town can
Has
do
to be
whatever
something.
with it after.
I don't think you want it that way. I think you want it to be simply
To
a
be a
dollar.
dollar, yes,
A
it has to
dollar
be something.
transfer.
Yeah, but then he still owes money.
No, we were.
Oh, unless they do it in lieu of.
Forgiven, he's selling the town the property for $1. And then the town has the property for $1, but they've got to add whatever was unpaid taxes to it to come up with a value to maybe offer it to the neighbor. So say the $1,000 worth of taxes at, try to sell it to the neighbor. Because it has no value to anybody else.
Yeah, I'm just
Or
trying,
just keep it, or just
are
keep
we
the
saying,
property and
we're
let
not
it
saying
sit.
we're waiving the
Let it
taxes.
sit,
that are-
and
he's making
someday,
that sound like-
someday someday that particular
we do that?
owner
I don't
will
think
sell
so.
the
Can we
property.
do it
I
in
would-
lieu
And
of?
We
realize
can't wait,
know.
no.
his shed is on the town's property.
That's
I
it.
almost
That's-
wanna say,
Look 'em down and-
send him a letter
Try to do
saying you
something.
owe us, and maybe he could figure it out, that he could try to sell it to this guy.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and get out of this.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
But that's probably not gonna happen, it's pretty
Yeah.
much specifies right in here that he
Yeah,
just
I
doesn't
know.
want anything to do with it.
It
But we
says
can't-
will not redeem.
but we can't forgive
He
the
doesn't want, he
taxes.
don't want
No.
anything to do with it, isn't that telling me he doesn't want anything to do with it? Let it go.
Well, I think.
Right,
someone-
but-
Yeah, but somebody's gotta pay the
Right,
back
but you gotta
taxes.
pay the
We can't
taxes.
just say that, we
The
just can't say
taxes
they
have
go
to
The
be
away.
guy's got a garage on there, he should pay the taxes.
Well, then if the town takes it, the town takes the value, the town takes it, the value of that. That's what Lori was saying.
Well, if
You and I
what
were
we're
saying
looking at,
$1.
as far as the deed is concerned, you'd have to do $1 if you wanted to
You have
do it
some
that way,
consideration.
in lieu of the taxes, and then if the neighbor wanted to buy it, they would have to pay the back taxes on
There you
it.
go. I knew there has to be a simple way
Okay.
to do it.
Who's, that brings up a question.
Or
another
the
one.
neighbor does nothing and just keeps it there, and we still have the same issue.
Yeah.
As we have now, it's just now in a
Yeah.
different name.
But I don't know if you wanna let this
Huh?
guy
How
off the
big a
hook
lot?
for the
9,000
taxes. There's no incentive for him to
0.225
resolve this
acres,
issue.
I think it is.
So we have to make
If
an
I
issue.
may,
Yeah,
I'd send him the pre-filing letter.
Vicky,
It's nice that he
Yes.
doesn't want it.
I'm listening.
who pays the taxes on the garage?
No
Nobody.
one
No
right
one.
now.
Nobody's.
Well, this is saying that, I mean, is part
nobody
of the
if the
garage
shed's
on
on
it or
his
the whole
property.
garage? I mean, that's the first time I've seen that.
Well,
about
why don't we
garage
look,
on
why don't we
Yeah.
look into
Yeah,
this a little
yeah.
bit before we
Yeah,
Yeah,
See
yeah.
where the shed is.
table this?
What
Yeah.
number Bavery is, you know?
Because how can there be this parcel of land with a building on it and nobody's assessed for the building? It's not a
well,
shed.
it might be that part of the garage is, it might be that part, it's on part. So the
Yeah.
garage is actually being taxed on the other lot.
Okay, that
don't know.
was my
Yeah.
question. That was
Yeah.
my question.
Yeah.
Because that would be taxes that we wouldn't be worried about. It wouldn't be assessed to that parcel anyway. So that if, just find that out.
Yeah,
We can-
More research.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can take this one up the next meeting that we have. Okay?
Yep.
I think those were all good suggestions. We'll figure it out. It's a puzzle that needs to be figured out, that's all. Clifford Thompson's property on Warren Road, parcel 32-15-0.
Clifford's been gone for some time, he passed away a number of years back.
Okay,
deal.
from this, it says they paid off in 218, and they paid off 212 and 214. 213 was paid off in 218. 2020 not paid off, still owes, but no amount. Last, low value at 4,500. I follow up with Andrew Kravitz at Holler Law Firm and demand the payment of the remaining balance. Provide me with updated figures. I mean, sounds pretty cut and dry, what she wants to do. Still another low value property. Why they would,
That's a
Why they
back piece of
stop?
property.
it's an acre, I'm not
They're
sure.
butted up against that, what's his name, the lawyer that built that house right after the brook. He had Cliff's old house, which was sold, and people did it over. Cliff Thompson's old house.
Yeah, I know, I'm
And then
trying,
you got the house to the right of it that was bought by that fellow that was the lawyer there, lived down in Timberley Park out on Maplewood, nice guy, can't think of his name. And anyhow, there was a piece of property in there in the back, and I think that must be this piece.
Yeah.
You'll pull it up if you
Yeah.
get a chance the next meeting, maybe we can take a look at it.
this one is a little more complicated, I guess, because they say they paid 218 for what they paid off in 218, October of 18, but didn't include legal.
Before he died, see, right,
Oh, he died. When did he die?
if he died, I think it would have got paid off when they sold the property.
what, isn't this person related to, who just moved down to New Mexico?
No.
Yeah.
He's not related. No, he's not related. The girl, the daughter, Mr. Thompson's daughter,
Learning so much in these meetings.
who I went to school with,
yes, you do.
Stan Dillis's wife and her best friends.
Yeah.
And they all live,
No, I'm not talking about Stan Dills' wife, I'm talking about,
Stan Dillis?
no, Forget it. His
We
dog?
we are being recorded.
Dog.
We are being recorded.
Oh.
I will remind everyone. So this one here, Vicky, I would say just find out what is outstanding.
Okay.
I think they may just be looking for legal fees or, I'm not understanding like 12, 13, and then 20. So what's 21, 22, 23, 24? Do they still own it? And they've paid the most recent taxes, but not this? I'm not sure if that's clear here. But
Well,
those are-
she's saying here that she wants to follow up. On
Yeah.
429, I follow up with, she's saying that she wants to follow up with them to find out, but she needs some updated figures.
updated figures. So Vicky, can you handle that
Yep.
between you and the treasurer or tax collector?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was interesting.
Conversation, Vic, I'm sorry.
No, I thought, who's the
You
other
said
person
they
that just went
got
down there?
Karen?
Karen.
Because then-
Yeah, I know, but Karen, the old council on aging woman,
Yeah.
that went down, I think she has some relations with that.
Anything else to come before this meeting?
I went to school with her. Nice girl.
If
Is
not,
that the next meeting for this?
Jody, do you have any idea of when we should be meeting again? Or can it just be called, call the chair?
A month?
Well, it's May,
Can you get a meeting, can you get this information in a month?
Yeah.
Oh, I only have a meeting the next month.
Yep.
I'll be right in the middle of hanging.
Yeah, I know.
So
we do
come
like
up with the
mid-June.
date in June, perhaps if you're doing assessors as well in June,
yeah,
Make it
and we'll let everybody know.
Okay.
You know them all.
Oh, we're not picking the date.
I guess not.
No.
Thank you, everyone.
Form if I don't like it.
Chaz in particular for joining us. I appreciate that.
Yep, not a
And
problem.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting at 6:27 PM.
That's gonna be running
I'll make a
crazy.
motion to adjourn the Townsend Properties meeting at 6:27.
They're out now. They're out.
Second.
Is there a second? And there's a second.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Vicky Chidman, yes?
Kevin Smith, yes.
Bill Martin, yes.
Julie Byers, yes.
John Hayes, yes.
And Laura Schifrin, yes.